Good morning, children. Today we are starting the new chapter, chapter 6, lines and angles. What do you mean by a line segment? Line segment is a part of a line having two endpoints. Then tell me, what is a line? Line is straight, it extends indefinitely in both the direction. So can you measure a line? No, you cannot measure a line because it extends indefinitely. Suppose this is a line A, B, and it is not stopping it here, it extends indefinitely in both the direction. So you cannot measure a line. The line does not have a definite length. Line segment means it's a part of a line. Suppose I am taking this part of this line. This is from A to B. Part of a line having two endpoints. See, suppose I am taking this part of a line. It is starting from this one A to B. So this is called a line segment. Line segment is a part of a line having two endpoints. Now, then this line segment can be denoted by this way. Line can be denoted by this symbol. Line can be denoted by this symbol. Line segment can be denoted by this AB, or line segment you can write it simply AB. The length of the line segment you can write it as AB also. This line you can denote AB, or you can call it as BA. Same way in the line segment also you can call it as AB or BA. Next is ray. Ray is a part of a line. This is a line. B. So if it is starting from A and extend indefinitely in one direction, part of a line having one endpoint. So it is start here from A, it extends up. So this is called a ray AB. It is a ray AB. You can denote it as ray AB. Here the ray is starting from A and it extends indefinitely in one direction. You can call this ray as AB. That you have to write the endpoint first, but you cannot call this ray as BA. In this case of line and line segment, you can call line AB or line BA, and line segment AB or line segment BA. But in the case of ray, you cannot write this ray as BA. You have to write the endpoint first. This line, when you are denoting a line, this is line AB. So when you are using two capital letters, you have to use 2 points, 2 letters to denote a line. But line can be denoted by small letters also. When you are using small letters, you use only one small letter. This is line L. Any small letter, L, M, N, etc. you can use it to denote a line. Now you tell me, what are collinear points? You mark any 2 points, you can join it with a line. 2 points always you can join with a line anywhere. If you this way, anyway you can join with a line. But when you are considering 3 points, 3 or more points, if they are lying on the same line, P, Q, R, S, all these 4 points are lying on the same. 3 or more points lying on the same line are called a collinear points. If they are not lying on the same line, they are called a non-collinear point. Suppose you take A, B, and C. So these 3 points you cannot join with a single line. So these points are called non-collinear points. These are non-collinear points. Now you tell me what you mean by an angle. Two rays originate from the same point. So suppose this is a ray AB. It originates from A. Another ray AC, it is also originated from A. They form an angle. Therefore, two rays originated from the same point form an angle. These rays are called arms. So which are the arms here? Ray AB and ray AC are called arms of this angle, and this A is called the vertex of the angle. Now different types of angles. So you are seeing different angles. See this angle. This angle is coming in between. The measure of this angle is less than 90, greater than 0. So this angle is equal to, measurement is equal to 90. This angle measurement is greater than 90. This angle, this line, suppose this is P, Q, 2 rays. This angle, the measurement is 180 and this is more than 180. That means you have already learned acute angle. What do you mean by an acute angle? That is angle less than 90 degree and greater than 0 degree. So any angle which is coming less than 90 degree and greater than 0 degree are called acute angle. So this is an acute angle. Suppose this is 45 degree. This is an acute angle. Suppose this angle is 85 degree. So this is also an acute angle. So angle coming in between 0 and 90 are called acute angles. Second, it is right angles. Right angle means the measure of the angle should be equal to 90 degree. This angle is equal to 90 degree. Third one, obtuse angle. So angle, measure of the angle less than 180 degree and greater than 90 degree. So angle which is coming in between 90 and 180. This angle is 120 degree. This is called obtuse angle. Another 160 degree, 170 degree, all these 100 degree, all these angles are obtuse angle. So measure of the angle coming in between 90 and 180 are called obtuse angle. Fourth one, straight angle. You know that two rays originated from the same point are forming angle. Here, see, this is one ray PQ. Another ray is originating from the same point R, but they are forming opposite rays. So this measure of this angle QPR is 180 degree. This is the straight angle. Next one is a reflex angle. So angle which is less than 360 degree, greater than 180 degree are called a reflex angle. So this is one ray PQ. So this ray, another ray is forming here R. There are two angles formed here. This is one angle, you know, this angle is an obtuse angle more than 190 degree. But you see this angle. So this angle QPR, this angle is more than 180 degree but less than 160 degree. So it is called a reflex angle. Suppose 200 degree angle, it is a reflex angle, and 300 degrees also reflex angle, 350 degrees also a reflex angle. If it rotates and come back here, then it will become 360 degree. Less than that, it is a reflex angle. You have learned what is complementary angles. Sum of the two angles is 90 degree. Two angles whose sum is 90 degree, they are called complementary angles. 50 degree and 40 degree, they are complementary angle because when you add this, it is coming 90 degree. And 30 degree and 60 degree are called complementary. I think when you add this, it is coming 90. Therefore, two angles whose sum is 90 degree, that angles are called complementary angles. Supplementary angles, two angles whose sum is equal to 180 degree. 120 degree plus 60 degree is 180 degree. They are called supplementary angles. 30 degree plus 150 degree, they are also equal to 180. So any two angles whose sum is equal to 180 degree are called supplementary angles. What do you mean by an adjacent angles? Two angles, if they have a common vertex, a common arm, and their non-common arms are on both the sides. That means consider one angle A, B, D. This is one angle ABD. Another angle is DBC. These are the two angles. See these two angles, it is having angle ABD and angle DBC. It is having a common vertex. Which is the common vertex? B. There is a common arm. Which is the common arm? Arm BD. Non-common arms. Which are the non-common arms? BA and ray BA and ray BC. See here, this is the common arm. These are the two non-common arms. These two non-commons are on different side of this common arm. That means it is that two non-common arms are on both the side of common arm. So therefore this angle ABD and angle DBC are called adjacent angles. So what do you mean by an adjacent angle? Two angles are said to be adjacent if they have a common vertex, common arm, non-common arms are on both the side of common arm. That is on different side of common arm. So then only it is called an adjacent angle. You take angle ABD and angle ABC. Here same angle I am once again drawing. A, B, D, C. See, consider the angle ABD and ABC. ABD, ABC. Which is the common vertex? B. Common arm BD. Non-common arm BA and common arm is AB, common vertex is B. See, this is one angle and this is another angle. So common arm is BA, common arm is BA. Non-common arms are BD and BC. Look here, ABD, ABC, common vertex B, common arm BA, non-common arms are BD and BC. Which are the three conditions of adjacent angle? Should have a common vertex, common arm, non-common arms are on different sides of common arm. Here, this is common arm BA, BD and BC are non-common arms. They are coming on the same side of the common arm. Therefore, these two angles ABD and angle ABC are not adjacent angles. Or another way you can say that ABD, which is the interior part of this is that ABD angle is this. Okay, what is ABC? ABC means this full, it is coming in ABC. That means interior of ABD is this much, interior of ABC is this much. Interiors of these two angles are overlapping. Which is the place of overlapping? This place is the overlapping place. Then you can say they are not adjacent angle. When you come here, ABD, this is the interior part of this ABD, and angle DBC, this is the interior part. They are not overlapping, therefore they are adjacent angle. So instead of saying that two non-common arms are on different side of common arm, so you can even replace it that interiors should not overlap. So therefore, which are the adjacent angle? Adjacent angles are, two angles are said to be adjacent if they have a common vertex, common arm, non-common arms are on both the side, on different side of common arm. Or you can say interiors of the angle should not overlap. So now next is, so therefore, and another thing is that when two angles are adjacent angles, see sum of these two angle ABD plus angle DBC, that is sum of this angle should be equal to the angle made by the non-common arm. Which is the angle made by the non-common arm? This is BA and BC are the non-common arm. Angle made by this non-common arm is ABC. Therefore, you can say that two adjacent angle, sum of the two adjacent angles should be equal to the angle formed by the two non-common arms. Here you come here, ABD, one angle. Then another angle is ABC. So therefore ABC and ABD cannot be equal to that, the bigger one. So that is, this is not possible here. Therefore you can say adjacent angle, sum of the adjacent angles should be equal to the angle formed by the two non-common arms.